To the No DQ live recap of Monday Night Raw for May the 3rd, 2021. Shout out to everybody watching this in the chat room, and thank you to everybody watching this on demand as well. Let's go ahead and get started with this Raw recap. We have WrestleMania Backlash coming up in less than 2 weeks. That's right, WrestleMania Backlash. We had a recap from last week, the events of last week's show, and then we saw MVP backstage with Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville earlier in the day. There was going to be a coin flip to determine who would face Lashley in the main event of Raw. McIntyre and Strowman were there. Things got a bit heated. Strowman won the coin toss. So the main event, Bobby Lashley, the WWE champion, against the monster among men, Braun Strowman. And throughout the show, footage was shown from their history. Remember that time that they both went through the set, the entranceway? That was a crazy time. That was right when Paul Heyman took control of Raw, and everybody got their hopes up, thinking that WWE was going to improve and we'd have a new era of a great creative product. Did not quite work out as we were hoping. OG Crushes with a $5 super chat, first one of the evening. Thank you for that. And by the way, I very much appreciate the super chats, but please stick to the topic if possible. Comment here says, they went with WrestleMania Backlash instead of WrestleMania, but from the Thunderdome. Yeah, you could look at it as the Thunderdome WrestleMania, I suppose. They should just adopt the name Rematchamania, because that's what Backlash typically is, just a bunch of WrestleMania rematches. We had a drum roll, and what do you know? We had AJ Styles and Omos finally back. AJ cut a promo. They are the tag team champions after all. Recapped their victory at WrestleMania over the New Day. Said that they were partying and they had better things to do than throw tomatoes like the New Day. AJ bragged about being a Grand Slam champion. Then we had the New Day interrupt, and they had Mortal Kombat inspired gear with Sub-Zero and Scorpion. They mocked Omos and Styles, and we finally had a match. This whole opening segment went on for what felt like a 3-hour Raw almost. It just went longer than it needed to be. I was fine with AJ and Omos doing their promo, but I think New Day doing a promo was just unnecessary. We had our match, our rematch from WrestleMania. Omos was dominating as usual. He just stood there and was no-selling everything. New Day attempted to double team him, but he ended up double clotheslining both of them. Styles tagged in, and then New Day got the upper hand. So it was like a reverse of a hot tag. It was a cold tag. Omos was firmly controlling this. AJ tags in, and they're in trouble. But AJ was able to tag Omos back in. Omos beat the crap out of both guys, tossed them around, slammed them. And then AJ tagged in, did the phenomenal forearm coming off of Omos' shoulders, and pinned Xavier Woods. So basically a repeat of WrestleMania. Still your tag team champions, Omos and AJ Styles. Now the question is, will they have another match? Will New Day get yet another rematch at WrestleMania Backlash? I mean, anything could happen at this point. Let's look at some of these super chat comments, which I do appreciate. The one and only Caleb Jacobs sent in a $5.50 one. Thank you for that. Says, why do I have a feeling that the storyline with Pierce and Deville is just another Vicky Guerrero type of storyline, ousting Pierce from power? Well, what I am hoping is that we'll get the return of the GMs. Like, this hopefully is leading to something. Maybe we have Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville running each brand. Adam Pearce running Raw, Sonya Deville running SmackDown, or vice versa. I would like to see it play out like that. I like Adam Pearce doing his TV role, but I do think that GMs would be nice, and actually having a little bit of competition between Raw and SmackDown if you were even going to bother with a brand extension. OG Crushes with the $2 super chat says, Samoa Joe took care of Wendy. Oh, Wendy! That was a really fun storyline with AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. Still can't believe that WWE cut Joe. I'm completely at a loss for words, except for the fact that it was crazy. Like, why would you do that? Psycho Jet Black with a $2 super chat says, any New Day tomatoes? Are New Day tomatoes more over than Retribution? Yes, absolutely. And Kevin with a $5 super chat, but no comment. I do appreciate the super chats from you guys. We had Sonya Deville backstage meeting with Charlotte Flair. And then when Charlotte left, Adam Pearce showed up, and he was not amused. He is not happy that Sonya is doing things without his knowledge. And then we had the big segment that everybody has been talking about. Eva Marie is officially back, and she's back on Raw. The question is she back and better than ever? That remains to be seen. Twitter pretty much lost their shit, and not in a good way. Eva Marie did a little vignette and said that it's all about the evolution, and does she have our attention now? She was there with a red car. People on Twitter were like, you fire Samoa Joe, the Iconics, and Mickie James only to bring back Eva Marie. I guess none of these people read the news that, well, Eva Marie was rehired something like 6 months ago. And she's been at the Performance Center training for this second run. I think with Eva Marie, we need to see how it plays out. She has been training at the PC for the past several months, and she might show up and be really good. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and see what she does. OG Crushes with the $2 super chat says, I'll give Eva Marie a chance. Maybe she improved. Maybe she'll be like the Bella Twins and come back for the second run and actually show people that she gained some skills. She was even decent before she left. Remember WrestleMania 32? Everybody thought she was gonna embarrass herself on live TV, and she held her own. Dr. NXT Scorpio with a $2 super chat says, Evolution is a mystery. LOL, sorry. I get what you did there. And Psycho Jet Black with a $2 super chat says, imagine Eva Marie doing a burning hammer. All right, nice super chat there from Psycho Jet Black. Kevin Mari with a $5 super chat, thank you for that, says, Eva Marie is ratings. Well, she certainly got a lot of people talking on social media, that's for sure. The question is, can it turn into money? The Game is on 100 with a $2 super chat says, the no talent hack Eva Marie returns lame as hell. Again, we got to see what she can do. Maybe she has stepped it up and she got some training and she improved. It's possible. People can learn a craft and get better at it. It happens quite often. So yeah, Eva Marie is back, and we'll see where she fits in over the next several weeks. We'll see if she can actually come out there or if it's just the smoke and mirrors. Of course, the evolution reminds everyone of what happened with Emma, and well, that did not work out, but Eva Marie plays that role really well from the get-go, and I'm not sure that it was the right fit for Emma, and that's why it quickly fizzled out. Psycho Jet Black with a $2 super chat says, Eva is better than Brie Bella. Sorry, Caitlyn. Ooh, you gonna get some heat with her, Psycho Jet Black. That was very bad of you to say that. We had a backstage segment with MVP and Bobby Lashley, and Strowman was talked about. MVP said that Strowman's luck has run out, and Lashley said that they will have to pry the title out of his hands at the pay-per-view. Once again, brought up how he could lose the title in a triple threat match. We had Elias and Jackson Riker backstage trying to get revenge on the New Day. The New Day were nursing their wounds from their failed attempt at winning back the tag titles. So Elias and Jackson decided to throw some tomatoes at them, but instead they hit Randy Orton. You do not hit the Viper with tomatoes. Not going to end well. And there was more to this in just a little bit. We had everybody's favorite wrestler, Charlotte, come to the ring for a match with Dana Brooke. I noticed WWE is starting to bring back the lighting effects that they do in the ring, which, if you remember back in the New Generation era, they were doing that a lot with the laser lights, shooting graphics and different designs into the ring. And I'm not sure if I've just not noticed it until this week, but yeah, this week I did notice it, that they're starting to do that again with the laser lights being pointed in the ring for effects. The one and only Caleb Jacobs with the $2 super chat says, at least Eva Marie is a thing unlike Retribution. I'll say this, already in one night, Eva Marie is more over than Retribution, Ricochet, and probably a bunch of other guys. And Hab Connell with the $2 super chat says, by New Day you mean Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Yes, that is true. And Psycho Jet Black with the $2 super chat says, do you think tomatoes hold grudges? They probably do because they're so tiny. See, a basketball is a lot larger. A basketball will not hold grudges because of its size. But a tomato is so small, I could see tomatoes holding grudges. And OG Crushes with the $2 super chat says, I wish WWE would ditch the 3D effects near the stage. See, I like the effects. I know some people think they're tacky, but I think they look pretty cool. I do not have an issue. You might as well take advantage of the technology that you have. And it gives the show more of a major league feel when you have those kind of graphics. And Charles Coleman with a $5 super chat, thank you for that, says, is it me or does having Bobby versus Strowman on this show before the triple threat make you not care about the match at Backlash? Yes, and I will talk about that more when we get to the main event, but yeah. The booking of the main event, I'm just like, whatever, man, but we'll talk about that soon, so stay tuned. Anyways, Charlotte versus Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke has new music, because you got to get rid of any halfway decent song to make way for Death Leopard or Rebel or whatever the hell they're called. What are they called? Deaf Rebel? Something like that? Just bad music all around. But I did like Roman Reigns' song. Overall, I do think that I would like to see Jim Johnston come back. But hey, don't think it's going to happen, sadly. Deaf Rebel. Thank you, Psycho Jet Black. So anyways, Charlotte, pie-faced Dana, was talking smack to Mandy Rose on the outside of the ring. And then Charlotte, after Dana had a little bit of momentum, she hit a swanton, got a near fall. Charlotte came back, put on the figure 8, and picked up the victory. And after the match, Dana attacked Charlotte But Charlotte quickly got the upper hand, and then Sonya Deville came down to the ring, and we had our commercial break. By the way, I have to say, and I'm sure I've said this before, but yeah, Sonya Deville, I think she has to be the best dressed person in WWE, maybe even more so than Vince. Like she's always looking right on the money. Charles Coleman with a $3 super chat says, "Is it me or is Omos not that bad on the mic?" I mean, better than Khali. I wouldn't say he's like any top tier guy. I mean, he's decent, but I wouldn't say he's anything special at this point. SSBS Fanboy with a $2 super chat, still thinking about Eva Marie. He says, "Eva Marie to bring back sex appeal, yay or nay?" Sure, why not? And if she can wrestle, even better. We had Sonya Deville in the ring with Charlotte, and she said that Charlotte wanted to make a proposal, and she was going to allow it. Charlotte cut a promo, because she always has to cut a promo, said that she was left out of the title match at WrestleMania Backlash. She ended Asuka's streak at WrestleMania. She beat Rhea Ripley last year at WrestleMania. She makes the division more important. She's the original influencer of the women's division, and she just wants to be added to the match. And she told Sonya to be fair to Flair. And Sonya said, well, since the men have a triple threat match, the women are getting a triple threat match as well. So at WrestleMania Backlash, it will be Rhea Ripley defending against Asuka and Charlotte Flair. 2 triple threat matches for the main titles on Raw. And afterwards, Rhea Ripley interrupted. She said this is crap. Nobody likes Charlotte. Asuka then interrupted, said it's crap as well, and said Charlotte is whining like a baby, and we had a fight break out. And that was it. Let's see here. Hap Khanna with a $2 super chat says, "Why didn't New Day enter to the Mortal Kombat song?" Copyright, I guess. I mean, they got to come out to New Day. That's their thing. Dr. NXT Scorpio with a $5 super chat, thank you for that, says, "I'm glad Charlotte is added to this match. Gives me another match at the pay-per-view to not care about, LOL." Weird how Charlotte being added to the match excites people like that. I'll tell you what, if Charlotte wins the title back at the pay-per-view, Virtue is going to be posting columns, and the No DQ review, we're going to be stuck talking about it for 15 minutes. Big G will go first, and then either Noah or Jeff will go next, and I'll be last, and I'll have to regurgitate whatever I said on the No DQ Raw recap. But yeah, stay tuned for a lot of Charlotte talk if she wins the title on the No DQ review. TJS with a $3 super chat, going off topic here. Bad TJS, shame. We're going to bump this to the end of the video. So somebody remind me what he said, otherwise I'll forget. He sent in $3, so thank you for that. Why he's asking that question, I don't know, but I'll save it for the end. We had Humberto interviewed backstage, and he talked about being attacked by Sheamus. He said he knows how it feels to be bullied. He got jumped by Sheamus again, and Sheamus said that Humberto is in no condition to accept the open challenge, but there's always next week. We had Adam Pearce confronting Sonya Deville backstage, and Sonya claimed that she did text Pearce about the Charlotte stuff, but bad reception in the arena. He didn't get it. And she said it was an urgent decision she had to make, but she did agree that they need to start making decisions together. Yeah, I think she's a little full of it, but that's part of the story. We had Miz and Morrison come to the ring for a promo. Apparently, John Morrison's new moniker is America's Moist Wanted. All right, then. Miz was once again being the Rodney Dangerfield of WWE, saying how he gets no respect. Cena and Rock got respect, but not him. Damian Priest interrupted and had a match with Morrison. Pretty solid match here with these guys. Standard though. Morrison worked over Pierce for a while. Pierce made a comeback, and then of course Miz gets on the apron. Morrison hit a Spanish fly, got a near fall, and then Miz got on the apron again, and Morrison did an inside cradle to Priest, but since Miz was distracting the referee did not count in time. So basically, Miz's interference backfired and cost Morrison. Priest then hit the lights, 1, 2, 3, beat John Morrison. And I wonder if this is the beginning of a Miz and Morrison split, or if this was just a way to have Morrison lose and not have him take a clean loss. We had the signing backstage. Get ready, guys. Breaking news here. Backstage, Adam Pearce announced the signing of Mansoor. That's right, Mansoor, who appeared in various Saudi Arabia pay-per-view events and really hasn't done much else. He's been on 205 Live and Main Event. He actually built up a winning streak. He had like 49 wins coming into this Raw. So this Raw was potentially going to be his 50th win. Sheamus interrupted and basically challenged Mansoor to accept the open challenge. And Mansoor accepted. So could Mansoor beat Sheamus in his 50th match in WWE? Stay tuned. The one and only Caleb Jacobs with a $2.50 super chat says the only good thing about WrestleMania, no Triple H. Well, that was a random comment going off topic there. And yeah, I probably agree with you that that was a good thing, but there were plenty of good things about WrestleMania, Caleb. I mean, come on now. Walter Cruz with a $5 super chat says, why did John Morrison come back just to get treated like crap? Got to do it with both hands. It's all about the money. And Psycho Jet Black with a $2 super chat says, Mansoor versus Mantar, man on a pole match. That would be more exciting than a Ricochet match at this point, I hate to say. As much as I loved Ricochet, it's like now he does nothing for me. I'll tell you what, it would be more interesting than, well, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say EC3, but I forgot he was recently hospitalized and don't want to be a dick to him right now. I like EC3. He got a bad end of the deal in WWE. Keith Johnson with a $5 super chat. Thank you for that, Keith. He says, hopefully Eva Marie returning is like the teasing she did before debuting on SmackDown before years without debuting. I hope they don't drag it out too long, like do it for a couple weeks and then have her debut. You know, that's the problem. Sometimes they run these vignettes way too long. Perfect example, Aleister Black a few years ago. With Eva Marie, maybe do 3 or 4 weeks and then get her into the mix and don't drag it out too long. Moving on here, we had MVP interviewed about the match with Lashley and Strowman and said that maybe Lashley and McIntyre could work together to eliminate Strowman from the match. Hamp Connor with a $5 super chat. Thank you for that, Hamp. I appreciate it. He says, what if Saudi Arabia wanted Mansoor to beat Roman Reigns in a squash match for the Universal title? What would Vince do? I don't think Vince would go that far, but if Saudi Arabia really wanted Mansoor to like win the Intercontinental title or US title, I think it would probably happen. I mean, we did see Jinder Mahal win the WWE title, although he beat Randy Orton and not a red-hot Roman Reigns. Maybe beat Brock Lesnar? Well, no, that would not happen. Maybe Lashley. Maybe. If Saudi Arabia wanted it bad enough and they were willing to, again, pay the big bucks. Never say never, I guess. We had our next match, which was Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin against the Lucha House Party. Neither team got an entrance for this one. And pretty straightforward tag match here. Grand Metalik did a elbow drop off the top, pinned Shelton Benjamin. And really the main newsworthy thing of this match was the post-match, because Shelton was outside the ring and Cedric Alexander got on the mic and he was pissed off about the loss. He said no wonder MVP and Lashley kicked them out, or more importantly, kicked out Shelton, because Shelton has been the weak link of the Hurt Business since day one. And for years, according to Alexander, Benjamin has been getting opportunities and just they keep slipping through his fingers. Alexander finished his promo by saying he is at his prime, and as far as he's concerned, this team is done. So no more Alexander and Benjamin tag team. This was interesting. I mean, I think it's going to be bad for both guys. I mean, it was already looking bad for them, but splitting them up is going to put them even to deeper of a hole. Psycho Jet Black with a $5 super chat. Thank you for that. He says, honestly, EC3 had bad luck because of the Ambrose match and concussions. Ricochet's excuse for his booking is his mic skills and happy to be their mentality. Yeah, Ricochet's promos are not good, but the guy's a great wrestler and, really spectacular. The problem is WWE turned him into a guy who just puts over other people and doesn't do much of anything else. And I guess the argument from WWE's side is, well, it's kind of hard to do anything else with him when he cannot cut good promos. The one and only Caleb Jacobs with a $2.50 super chat says 5 years is pretty good for Grand Slam AJ. Absolutely. AJ has had a great run in WWE. He's done a lot of things in a 5-year period. Headlined major pay-per-views, won all the championships. He's had a really good run, all things considered. We had Shelton Benjamin interviewed about the comments from Cedric Alexander, and Benjamin said he can take the hit. That's how he has survived. And he said that the only reason Cedric was in the Hurt Business was because he saw something in him, not MVP or Lashley. And said that when it's all said and done, Cedric will respect him. We had Angel Garza versus Drew Gulak in a match, and Gulak had no intro. Before the match, they were backstage, and Garza threatened to take his rose and shove it up Gulak's ass. So we had this match. Garza went right after Gulak when the bell rang, and Adnan Virk with his line of the night said, when the pants go off, it's go time. You don't say. Gulak fought back, but was not enough to overcome Garza. Garza picked up the win with the wing clipper. And then after the match was over, to my surprise, because I wasn't expecting this, I thought what he said earlier was just a figure of speech. He took the rose, he stuck it in Garza's trunks, and then he punted the rose up poor Gulak's ass. Yes, Garza kicked the rose into Gulak's ass. All right. I'm happy. He's a man of his word. And I can honestly say, in all of these years of watching wrestling, first time I've seen any object really shoved up somebody's ass besides a head going up Vince's ass. All those years, The Rock talked about turning that sumbitch sideways and shoving it up somebody's candy ass, and he never did it. Like, when did we ever see The Rock take an object and shove it up somebody's ass? Never. It was always just a figure of speech. We did have the Kiss My Ass Club, so a few heads went up Vince's ass. But this time, we actually got to see something go up somebody's ass. I'm not complaining. I thought it was pretty funny. I have to say, and this was probably the highlight of Raw for me. Psycho Jet Black with a $2 super chat says, who's a bigger arse man, Garza or Billy Gunn? Well, Billy Gunn never shoved anything up somebody's ass on TV or got something shoved up his ass, so I'm going to have to go with Garza. Garza is the new ass man of WWE. That can be his new gimmick. A rose up the ass. And that's what you get. Just like back in the day when Ted DiBiase would shove the money down your throat, Garza can shove a rose up your ass after he beats you. So you really don't want to lose to this guy. And Elon Brown is like, poor Drew Gulak. Yeah, well, at least he got on TV, right? So better to have a rose shoved up your ass than be like Ricochet in catering and I guess maybe get other things shoved up your ass. I don't know. Anyways, let's move on here. We had Matt Riddle backstage chatting with the Viking Raiders, and this was the only appearance of the Raiders on the show. And Riddle was asking them about the NFL draft, asking if they liked the Vikings or the Raiders, and Ivar had to explain that they're not two separate things as far as the name goes. Riddle got bored, so he rode off on his scooter and ran into his one-time tag team partner, Randy Orton. Orton was not amused about all this, but said since they only have one win, maybe they could go out there and try to get a second win. TJS with a $3 super chat. Thank you for that, Tyler. He says, how is Vic better than Tom or Virk better than Tom or Vic? What's special? Who said he was better? I mean, he's new, he's a sports guy, and apparently WWE's president Nick Khan brought him in and thinks he's a good fit for Raw, and WWE business is doing good, so maybe we should trust Nick Khan's instinct. I mean, there was really nothing from Virk that bothered me this week. I thought the one line about Garza was funny. Probably a line that was fed to him, but it was fine. I thought he did all right on this show. I mean, it wasn't terrible, wasn't great. It was just there. So we had a tag match, Orton and Riddle versus Elias and Jackson Riker, and bad guys got the advantage for a while. Riddle finally managed to tag in Orton. Orton hit the draping DDT, tagged Riddle back in, and Riddle did the floating bro to Elias. Riker got hit with the RKO, and 1, 2, 3, Riddle pinned Elias. Pretty standard match here, continuing that storyline with Orton and Riddle. Again, why is it always Elias that seems to be taking the falls here? Like, what is the deal with protecting Jackson Riker? That I don't get, but hey, maybe they still see something in Riker. I don't know. We had Drew McIntyre interviewed backstage and took a shot at T-Bar and Mace, who did not appear on this show, by the way. McIntyre made fun of them, saying that they took off the masks, but for some reason they kept the stupid names. I'm with you, McIntyre. And he talked about being focused on winning back the WWE title. Strowman confronted him, and Strowman said that he earned his opportunity at the WWE title, and he will still leave WrestleMania Backlash as the champion. The one and only Caleb Jacobs with a $2 in Super Chat, thank you for that, says, Crash Holly and Gerald Briscoe, the Crutch. I do not get that reference, so you stumped me on that one, Caleb. Let's move on here. We had Sheamus versus Mansoor, and as I mentioned earlier, Mansoor 49-0, winning matches on 205 Live and Main Event. Sheamus beat the crap out of this kid, forced him to smile at one point, literally took his mouth and tried to force him to smile. That was great. Mansoor has some great facial expressions, I'll give him that. But yeah, Sheamus just took him down, and Mansoor almost got counted out at one point, managed to beat the count, stayed in the fight, actually hit a tornado DDT, got a near fall, but then Sheamus managed to regain control. Virk had another line. He referred to Sheamus as the ginger-headed juggernaut. Don't think I've heard that one before for Sheamus. And Sheamus was about to finish off Mansoor with the bro kick when Humberto ran in, attacked Sheamus for the DQ, and then Sheamus just took them both out with a bro kick anyways. So yeah, match really did nothing for Mansoor. Guess he put up a little bit of a fight. He got his match on Raw, and we'll see if he gets any more. And this Humberto thing is still going on, and I really don't care. We then had, speaking of segments that I really don't care about, which I really hate to say at this point, because for several weeks you guys were with me on this. I was praising the Alexa Bliss segments like hell. Like, she was doing so great, but it's just getting stale now. Like, where is this going? It just seems like there's no direction. You have Alexa Bliss with the Alexa's Playhouse. Said that Lily, her doll, is a big fan of the WWE stars, and Lily likes to get her hands dirty. Her favorite color is red, and wherever she goes, trouble seems to follow. And she said to not blame her for whatever happens next. Alexa says, don't blame her, blame Lily. She started singing a song about Lily, and I'm like, okay, can we just advance this already and do something here different? Get her in the ring or just change this up. No Fiend, no Bray Wyatt on this show. Who knows what's up with him? Dr. NXT Scorpio with a $5 super chat. Thank you for that, Scorpio. I appreciate it. Says, the greatest winning streak in professional wrestling countries or ended, I don't know. Or no, not countries. The greatest winning streak in professional wrestling continues or ended, I don't know anymore, LOL. Well, Mansoor technically lost. It was a DQ, so streak is over. It's 49-1. Now, as far as being pinned or submitted, he's still undefeated. But yeah, technically he lost. Not that anybody really cared about that streak to begin with. And the one and only Caleb Jacobs with a $2 super chat says, sticking something up someone's ass, Crash and Briscoe. I don't remember this, so you really stumped me on that one. I did not know that there was an object shoved up somebody's ass during a Crash Holly and Gerald Briscoe segment. I'll have to look it up at some point. Probably not in the near future, though. Not on my priority list. And the game is on 100 with a $2 super chat. Thank you for that. Says, spoiler, Eva Marie's first opponent is Alexa Bliss. I hope not. I would keep those two away from each other. Like, I think Alexa should be in the title picture. Eva Marie, like, you could put her in there with Mandy Rose. I'm sure they'll have matches. And Dana Brooke. You know, it'll be those types of opponents for Eva Marie whenever she debuts. We had our tag team titles match between Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler against not Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, the other team, Naomi and Lana. And really short match here. I mean, nothing to it. You had Naomi and Lana hit the double face buster to Shayna, but then Reginald distracted the referee. Shayna was able to kick out, and then Shayna got the Kira Fuda clutch on Lana, and Lana tapped out. Match went about 2 minutes. Not much to say about it. Now, can we finally be done with Lana and Naomi challenging them? And can we please end the Tamina and Natalya? Man, the tag division just needs some work. Badly. OG Crushes with a $2 super chat. Thank you for that. Says, Alexa Bliss needs to be the goddess again. I like the character. I just think they gotta do something now. It's like, I feel like they don't know what to do with Alexa. So it's like every week, Lily this, Lily that. And she's not actually getting in the ring and having matches. Like, let's see some matches. And yeah, I agree with Elon Brown. Naomi and Lana, It's run its course. I mean, I've been saying this for weeks now. Why is Naomi not with Roman Reigns' faction? Turn her heel and give her the opportunity on SmackDown. Build her up for Bianca Belair. I think it's really easy what to do with Naomi at this point. Get her in there, heel turn as part of Roman's faction. Why they're not doing that, I have no idea. We had our main event, Bobby Lashley versus Braun Strowman, to get us excited for the WrestleMania Backlash main event. You had Strowman go for the early power slam attempt. Lashley escaped, of course. Lashley took Strowman down, went for a pin, but only got a 1 count. Match was going pretty good. I'm like, not bad here. They're giving these guys some time. And then, of course, McIntyre shows up, interrupts the match with his entrance. What a dick. Like, why would he interrupt the match? Why not just let them fight and beat the crap out of each other and enjoy? Like, why does he have to come out there and stick his nose in their business? Like, just seemed like kind of a dick move to do. And the fans are enjoying the match between these guys. So you're coming out there and interrupting the match. Like, why? So anyways, McIntyre was on commentary to get a closer look. And we know what this means when the guy comes out there on commentary. It's like, it's so utterly predictable and boring when stuff like this happens. So McIntyre's on commentary. Lashley was teasing the idea that him and McIntyre would work together. Tried to get a fist bump from McIntyre. But then the match continued. And McIntyre was on commentary saying he'll never be distracted again, especially by MVP. Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it. Strowman hit several power moves on Lashley, and then Lashley went to the outside of the ring, over by the announce desk. You guys have seen this a million times. Strowman going for the Strowman Express. Lashley sidesteps him. Strowman goes into McIntyre. McIntyre, of course, pissed off, gets on the apron, and Strowman's distracted. Strowman gets hit with a spear from Lashley, and Lashley pins Strowman. So why is Strowman getting a title match? Lashley just beat him. I know there's the interference, but still, like, I don't get this match. Like, this did nothing to get me excited for the pay-per-view. Psycho Jet Black with a $2 super chat says, I want to see Bryan versus Lashley for the WWE title. I'm not sure that you're in the majority with that match idea. I think a lot of people want to see Bryan in NXT rather than come to Raw and feud with Lashley. Just my gut feeling. And then after the match was over, McIntyre took out both guys with the Claymore. So that was that. I was actually enjoying the show somewhat. Like, I thought it was better than the last few weeks up until the last match. I was just rolling my eyes when McIntyre came out there, and I'm like, ugh, come on now. So the end brought it down for me. Show was okay. I'm going to give it a C. Solid C. It was okay. Think it was a little better than the last few weeks, but still not a show that I would say you have to go out of your way to watch by any means. Best thing was the Angel Garza shoving the rose up Gulak's ass. I'll say that much. Mr. Anderson, Michael Wayne, and Matt Helms, and CC Drink all give it a C as well. Game is on 100. Dr. NXT Scorpio, give it a C-. Caleb Jacobs, Tic Tat Tat, and Leatherface give it a C+. So a lot of C's, C+, C, C-. And Hamp Kano, doing a good deed for TJS, sent in $5, says, don't forget TJS's question. Also, is wrestling real? Because it's real to me, damn it. I mean, wrestling is just as real as a TV show or a movie. It's as real as you want it to be. All right, so to answer TJS, and I actually forgot what the question was, so somebody's got to throw that at me. What was TJS's question again? Because, well, I forgot. Just like the Forgotten Sons, I don't remember the question. TJS says, thank you, Hamp. I'm just waiting for the question prompt so I can answer it. Horace Hogan. Yeah, that was a dumb question. No wonder I forgot it. Sorry, TJS. There are no dumb questions, but yeah, that one was kind of dumb. What about Horace Hogan? He sucked. That's all I got to say about Horace Hogan. Like, when Horace Hogan was getting involved in the NWO, like, that's when you knew it was time to put the NWO to pasture. It had truly run its course. Psycho Jet Black with the $2 super chat says, Garza is about to fill Nia's hole with a dozen roses. Interesting. I would, in a strange way, be interested in seeing that. I think Caitlyn would too. I mean, it would be better than what they're doing with Nia Jax right now. I'll say that much. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for tonight. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do me a favor and give it a like. And consider subscribing. Tell a friend about the videos. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest. And I'll be back for more. We got NXT, Blood and Guts on AEW Dynamite, No DQ Review, and SmackDown. All to come this week. Take care, everybody, and I will see you next time.